Hello there everybody, it is me XFreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. So today we're speed building a wedding venue and currently I am juggling 5 Let's Plays, and in Let's Plays it's kind of inevitable for Sims to meet, fall in love, and eventually want to get married. And I currently have a shortage of wedding venues. The last wedding venue I built for Let's Plays was about 2 years ago, so I definitely needed to have an updated wedding venue. So I thought that this was going to be a great opportunity to create a brand new one for my LPs. So this venue is called the New England Wedding Venue, and it's built to look like a church, but you know, this is definitely a venue for Sims to get married in, and it's kind of like, inspired by architecture of like the Eastern United States, you know, Northeastern USA is what I looked at. So definitely New England, and also Cape Cod and all that type of architecture. I actually finished this build about a month ago. Almost a month ago, but you know, I kept pushing it back because there was so much stuff that came out for The Sims 4. Like vampires came out and toddlers came out as well. So, you know, I had to push this build back because I had to build other things. So I feel like right now would be a great time to upload this, because I am planning to restart and re-record my Let's Plays again. So yeah. This was also supposed to be uploaded around the same time as my Cape Cod cottage build, earlier January, but you know, like I said, this thing kept pushing it back. So, it definitely has a similar style to that build. You know, it has a similar inspiration, very kind of, stereotypical colonial Americana, and yeah. There's a couple of different things in this build. Like, as you guys can see on the inside, there is a split level, which we don't quite see so much in churches. And yeah, it's actually really nice. Also, the altar area is pretty awesome, I have to say. It's like this, you know, it's like this flowery concoction of just really, really awesome and beautiful kind of flower arrangement, and it's pretty great. I had a lot of difficulty working with the rooms because I wanted to have an open ceiling here, as you guys can see, but just stuff kept getting in the way. Like the roofs kept entering the room, and I'm just like, nope. And then also the trims on the outside kind of kept messing up as well. So it was really tricky to balance everything, but I really wanted to have a 2-level, you know, a 2-level kind of area here for the nave, or like for the aisle. So I really worked hard to get that design across. So I actually recorded like the first hour of this twice, because the first time I recorded it, I was like really happy with what I did. I was really proud of it. And then I realized that for some reason my video game recorder crashed, which was so depressing because I already had like an hour of footage and I had to redo everything. So I was kind of depressed. But yeah, it's all good. You guys can also see that I replaced those trims that I originally had on the outside because, like I said, they kept messing up and stuff. I also wanted to have some wood paneling on the outside with black siding. But it just didn't work. The siding on the corners are just so weird in The Sims 4. Like, I liked it the way they were in The Sims 3 when you can manually place the corner sidings, so it would actually be visible, but the Sims 4 does it differently because it's like a room-based system. It's a little bit more unpredictable and uncontrollable for sure. So I had to really I just basically had to deal with it, and just deal with it pretty much. So yeah, I actually really like the lights on the inside. You guys can see that they're kind of hanging from these wooden beams, and they are these lantern things, and they're really beautiful. I think that the lanterns really bring a sense of modernity to the whole design, and it actually turned out really nicely. I really, really liked it. It looks amazing from first person, so yeah, it's pretty cool. And then over here on the ground level of like the bell towers, there is like a bathroom as well. I mean, there's 2 bathrooms over there. I'm not sure if I made them gender specific, but knowing me, I probably didn't make it gender specific. So yeah. So we are just incorporating a carpet, and I feel like I will change that into like a red carpet or something. So yeah. Also, on the side of this venue, there is kind of like an area for a gazebo. And the gazebo area is kind of like the reception area. There is like, there's tables in it, there's buffets and stuff. I really, really wanted to use those city living kind of lights with like the hanging things from them, like the flowers that are hanging from it, but I couldn't use it because it was just really, it didn't work for the design. So I ended up actually creating an entire backdrop behind the wedding arch made out of these hedges, and it actually surprisingly turned out really nice. It goes up really, really high, up to like halfway to the second story, and then I will fill that up with other flowers as well. And also I will put in some lights as well. Like I will put in some candle lights. It looks really, really awesome and romantic, and just the perfect backdrop for like a wedding. A lot of people romanticize about outdoor weddings, and this is kind of like the perfect mix of like, a church wedding and like an outdoor wedding, because I mean, people, I don't know why, but there's just something romantic about getting married in a church. I feel like, people always dream of getting married in like a church wedding with like the really long aisle. The bride walks for like an hour to get to the groom. You guys got what I mean? There's like that super romantic thing. So, I don't want this to be like a religious thing. I want it to be people kind of getting what they've always dreamed of, if that makes any sense. Because I mean, you only get married once. Let's be real. You should only get married once, but so it has to be the best, and it has to be the most unforgettable moment of your life. And I don't even know why I'm talking about it, because whatever. But I just had that in mind, and I'm just like, what would people want to have for their wedding? Like, what would they want to see? What would they want to be surrounded by? So, we have these beautiful flowers on the inside, and I bet that they smell amazing. And here I am, putting in these kind of candlelights, and they're, once again, very, very romantic. I love that idea, actually. I don't even know why, but it just came to me naturally, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is so awesome. It looks so beautiful. Off camera, I will fill that up with some more flowers, just to give it a little bit more variety and a little bit more of a 3D effect. But yeah, you guys can see, like, it's very, very beautiful. It's a beautiful backdrop for sure. So yeah. Also, can we please point out that this is like the biggest fire hazard like ever? There's like a crap ton of candles and flowers everywhere, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Realistically speaking, the fire department would probably not allow this to happen, but I mean, it's The Sims and it's fine. There is an ambulance outside my house. Can you guys hear that? Really, really loud. And I'm on the 25th floor, so you can hear the ambulance like as high as where I am right now. But like I said, freaking fire hazard. Like, are you freaking crazy? Like, who would put this many candles in a church wedding venue? It's like a wooden church. There's like plants everywhere. Nobody in their right mind would probably do that, except for me, because I don't really care. To be fair, if this was my wedding, I would be in charge. Like, literally, nobody will tell me what to do. It's my day. It's my moment. Fire hazard or whatever, it will happen. So inconsiderate. But yeah, anyway. We are adding in some entrance areas here on the side, and yeah, it's just a nice little entrance for the guests who don't want to overshadow the bride when she is at the main entrance, if that makes any sense. And then over here, I'll make a little bit of an extended entrance area and have a gazebo as well. The gazebo is a little bit cramped, to be honest. I should have made it a little bit bigger, but I mean, it's kind of like an intimate space where you can have receptions and stuff. And there are tables in it as well. There are a couple of buffet things. There's like, I feel like there's like a chocolate fountain. There is, there's no bar, but there is like a bar or like an alcohol nectar, whatever, tray. There's like a drinks tray. There's like a drinks tray. So yeah. And then I'm just trying to make like a nice kind of elaborate roof for the gazebo, and it actually turned out really nice. There is going to be like a wind vane on top of it, just to give it that like nice effect and stuff. So yeah, where's the wind vane? I will put a wind vane. I didn't put one. What am I kidding? Like literally, it's gonna be there for sure. I'm gonna put something on that gazebo because I just know myself too well. It's probably gonna be later or something, but I could have sworn I put a wind vane on that thing. I might not, but you know what? Whatever. Like, yeah, it works either way. There we go. Yes, I was right. So anyway, when I was researching New England homes and churches, actually, I noticed that most churches and chapels only had one steeple or like one tower, but this one's a little bit different because, as you guys can see, it has 2 bell towers, and I felt like that was just a nice little touch to kind of have some variation. So yeah, like there are 2 bell towers instead of like the more usual one, and also there are so many trees. Like it's like very nice and natural, and it's very close to nature. You could easily have a garden wedding if you move the wedding arch outside in the garden. You could easily have like a garden wedding. So yeah, it's all good. There's like some huge trees over here, willow trees and oak trees and all that stuff. So I did spend quite a lot of time on the landscaping. Like literally half of this build is the landscaping because it's very, very elaborate, and it's very, there's a lot of landscaping elements to it. Like, I mean, there's, the reason why landscaping takes so much time to finish is because there's just so much flowers, and you have to place them all individually. So that's why it takes a really long time. So yeah, there you go. We are actually starting on some of the flower planter boxes, or like, yeah. Oh, I thought I was gonna do the flower thing. I guess that once again I built this like a month ago, so I pretty much forgot everything. And over here I was gonna try to do something fancy with the porch area, but once again nothing really happened. I couldn't change the flooring, the wood flooring. I couldn't change it to a diagonal, so I just stuck with just a normal horizontal one. So anyway, yes, we are now working on like the flower hedging area, whatever this is called, and it is literally filled with flowers. It's I used pretty much flowers from everything, like base game, romantic garden as well, because romantic garden came with some really good flowers, to be honest. And yep, So there is a combination of different colors. There's like some light blue flowers, there's some pink ones, there's some white ones, and there's like some really nice textures and a lot of really nice stuff going on, and also a lot of variety of flowers. If the bride doesn't have a bouquet, she could easily like just go and get like some flowers from like the outside, and yeah, she automatically has a bouquet. Voila. So on the inside, I did feel like there needed to be a little bit more flowers. So once again, huge huge fire hazard, but it works. So yeah, I'm just adding in a lot more flowers, and on the columns I tried to create this effect of like vines coming up to it, and it actually looked really awesome. I'm so happy that I thought of that, and it looked really awesome actually. And here I am changing some of the colors of the background just to give it a little bit more variety as well. So yeah, once again, there's like a crap ton of candles. I'm kind of scared because literal fire hazard here. So yeah, and then on the side, it's all very similarly decorated. Like there are some just random chairs and random corner tables and stuff. It's yeah. And over here for like these wooden beams, I tried to put some plants on them, but really nothing worked. I wish we had like some hanging vines. That would be pretty awesome. That was kind of what I was looking for, but it works. I mean, I'm really, really happy with those lanterns. Anyway, they look really romantic, and I really like the effect that they have. So, yep. And let's see here. I'm just pretty much like looking for things to decorate. So it looks like we're decorating the toilets. So yeah, the toilets are not gender specific. Yes. The only reason why I don't like to make gender specific toilets is that it's so hard to identify, like unless you like literally make it obviously, it's like obviously color coded to make it look like a boy and girl's toilet. It's so hard because the doors disappear, and I think that in previous Sims games, the doors, they don't exactly disappear. So like I feel like the doors for the for like the gender specific toilets were unique because unlike other doors, when you have the walls down, they wouldn't disappear. But it's fine, it works, whatever. So yeah, it's just like normal toilet. If people really need to go while there's a service, they don't have to go far. And also, this is where I replaced the chairs with these kind of more casual looking chairs, which I actually prefer. These chairs look really casual and look really gardeny, if that makes any sense. And I really like it actually because they have the pink cushion, and I thought that was really cute. I was like, okay, I feel like every bride would like to have that chair. So yep. And also just throwing in some hedge planter boxes on the inside. Once again, like a crap ton of flowers and plants everywhere. So yeah, so it does feel like, an indoor garden wedding, if that even makes sense. So yeah, I also threw in these ottomans because I felt like they really complemented the light pink color that we have on the chairs. So, they look really cool. If you have extra guests, if you have a little bit too many guests around, they can just sit in the sides and stuff. I mean, I think you can have like 24 Sims on the main aisle itself seated, so that's already like a lot of Sims. So yeah. Also over here, I just tried to have like an extra kind of area over here with like the garden and stuff. So yeah. It's just like, it's a nice little entrance area for the gazebo, for the reception. If people were kind of late to the service, they could still make it to the reception and just have some food. That would be so mean though. Like, you're only attending the wedding for the food. It's like, I mean, there are relatives like that, I think. But you know, whatever. Like, usually it's the other way around, though, right? Like, usually it's like, there would be more people who are invited to the service and then less people to the reception, if that makes any sense. Cause I don't know. In my country, it's always, everyone who's invited in the service is also invited in the reception. So yeah, but I'm not sure how it works in other countries. But I do remember that in the royal wedding of Prince Harry. Oh no, holy crap. William and Kate Middleton, when they both get married, I know that there were more people in the service. Like, I think there were like 2,000 people in the service, and there were like less people in the actual reception itself. So I don't know how it works in other countries, but like I said, in the Philippines, in my country, everybody who's invited is usually also invited to both the reception and to the service. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so there is a nice little pathway over here. Really nice kind of like gravel pathway, and also some extensions of those planter clusters. Also that goes into the inside. Really nice. I mean, like, once again, we're pretty much doing a lot of landscaping right now because I feel like maybe 30% of this video is just landscaping because there's just so much to landscape. And I really didn't want to cheap out on the landscaping for this one because it's not exactly a residential house. So you kind of have leeway to do as much landscaping as possible. Because, you know, sometimes landscaping does take a lot of money. It tends to be a very expensive, and that's the reason why I don't really do such an elaborate landscape on homes. But for this one, it's like a double, you know, it's like killing two birds with one stone. You have to have a lot of flowers because it is a wedding venue, and also, you know, you don't really have a budget, so you're not really limited on you know, like the amount that you have to landscape. I think that getting married does involve paying money to like the venue or something. Like, I think it's like 200 simoleons or something to get married, or 500 or 6. I don't know. I really don't know. So yeah. And then I'm just incorporating some cypress trees over here to kind of give it a little bit more of a vertical element to the landscaping because it's very horizontal right now. So for the hedge areas, there are some cypress trees just to give it a little bit more of diversity and interest and stuff. And I also did a cheeky save right there in case you guys missed it. Cause I learned my lesson the first time I did this recording. I was like, you know, I mentioned earlier that I was like an hour into my recording, and then it suddenly just, you know, didn't record, and I was so sad, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I could not. But that happened to me quite often though, so I'm pretty used to rebuilding things from scratch, even though I've already rebuilt it. Some people, if they lose a recording, they would just show what they've already built. But for me, if I lose a recording, I'm the type of person who just really records from scratch once again. Or, you know, like re-record the bits and rebuild the bits that I lost. That's just how I work. Which is probably not a good thing. I'm not sure if it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but that's just how I roll. I'm so obsessive like that. So yeah. And we are finishing up the last bits of our planter boxes. I don't even think these are planter boxes. These are like plant clusters of flowers. Just clusters of flowers, I think is the more correct term. But who cares? Who freaking cares? So yeah. Oh my gosh, the flowers that came with Romantic Garden are so freaking beautiful. So yeah, we have like our garden paradise over here, and we are now beginning work on the gazebo area. By the way, there's like no seating area on like the garden itself. Like pretty much all of the seating area for the guests at the reception are in the gazebo. and it's a little bit cramped, but you know, it gets the job done. It's really, really intimate. I love what I did with like those chandeliers. It's like a combination of like your traditional chandelier with like, you know, with like a, I don't know, with the lantern. So it actually turned out really nice. So the gazebo at the very end of it is where I placed the buffet table, and then on either side is like a bunch of tables that I joined together to make it look like a really long buffet table. And I did test this out in the game, and it seemed to work. You know, I brought a sim over, and then she cooked like 10 meals, and then she put them on the tables and stuff. And, you know, all the sims were able to get their meals and stuff without a problem. So, yeah. And also we have those really long tables. There is a separate table for the bride and the groom over here, which is kind of a weird space because usually they would be like at the end, but I mean, I guess they're technically at the end, but whatever. Like, I wanted them to have a separate space at least. So yeah, I also used these beautiful white flower decorations. And I don't know, they just look really awesome. I mean, the gazebo, to be honest, looks so freaking romantic. It's just, it's like a dream, you know, like it's so beautiful. Can you guys imagine like all of those seats filled with Sims dressed to the nines? It's like, it's so beautiful. And the bride and the groom sitting on the side with like their wedding gown and all that stuff. It's like, it's so good. So yeah, it actually turned out surprisingly nice. I will change the table for the bride and the groom with a smaller circular one, because I felt like the rectangular one was just a little bit weird. So I think I do change it. Let's see here. Let's wait until I change it. If I remember correctly, I really think that I did change it. So maybe in a little bit, cause yeah, you guys can see that I'm kind of questioning myself if I liked it or not, because I kind of didn't. So yeah. There we go. Yes, there is a smaller table for the bride and the groom, which I actually did like a little bit more. So yay for that. And yeah, I also tried to incorporate like some just random clutter stuff on the floor just to make it a little bit more romantic. And of course, for the girls who are wearing their, you know, floor length gowns, they should be careful because, you know, they might step on a candle and they literally will burn. Literally. Oh my gosh, this venue is like the worst fire hazard thing ever, but whatever, it's that's life, you know. So yeah, and then we're also going to throw in just some random weeds just to kind of give a little bit more depth and a little bit more interest to the landscaping. There are going to be like some weeds and some random flowers and stuff over here near the trees, because I felt like they were a little bit empty. So, you know, like imagine like the bride and the groom like having a photo shoot, like taking a stroll in this kind of area. It's pretty romantic, right? Like, you know, and it's like a big part of the community, you know, like this place is like at the center of town in Willow Creek. It's such a good place to, you know, to have a wedding. It's just a really, really good place to have like a normal wedding in The Sims, because sometimes The Sims can get very cartoony, but I liked the moments where it really reminds you of real life, because it is a real life simulator. And yeah, also off camera, I feel like I might have put some ground textures or like some dirt textures underneath these cluster of weeds and stuff, So yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I'm almost certain I did because I feel like it did look a little bit better with like some ground textures. But yeah, throwing in a couple of rocks and also finishing it off with some outdoor lighting as well, which you guys will see in just a second. And also over here for the bell tower area, there are also going to be some enlarged lights, which I kind of thought looks a little bit like a bell. And of course there is a sign as well. This is kind of like an afterthought, but I felt like I really wanted to have like a signage that says like, I don't know, maybe Willow Creek Parish Church or something. So that's that over there. Once again, I feel like it just makes everything look a little bit more realistic. So, yay. And where's the outdoor lighting? There we go. Outdoor lighting is candles. Once again, a huge fire hazard. But I mean, no one cares. It's not a fireplace with a rug in front of it. So nothing to worry about that. But yeah, it looks like that is going to be it for this speed build. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my commentary right here. So once again, please don't forget to hit that like, favorite, and subscribe button if you guys had fun watching this video, because it really helps out a lot, okay? You all have an awesome day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.